When one thinks of a predator, they usually think of a lion, a tiger, or a cheetah. But the largest danger to the human race is actually bacteria, specifically antibiotic-resistant strains of bacteria. These strains cannot be treated by normal antibiotics. One such case is MRSA. MRSA stands for methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. It is, as the name explains, resistant to methicillin, a commonly used antibiotic to treat MRSA and other staph infections. Over this segment, we will hear from an expert and some people who have been affected by MRSA to see how it started, how it spreads, how it resists antibiotics, and how you can stop an outbreak in your community. Here we have Dr. Garrett, leading expert at CDC for antibiotic-resistant strains of bacteria. Thank you for coming, Doc.
Thank you for having me.
Excuse my mumbling. All right, so how did MRSA start?
MRSA was created from a run-of-the-mill staph infection. People didn't use the treatment they were prescribed properly, leading to an acquired resistance to the drug that was used. Someone would get the infection, go to the doctor, get symptoms, and they would receive methicillin, common thing against staph infections. They would take their medicine until the symptoms went away, but the infection wasn't totally wiped out. Their symptoms would stop and they would stop taking their antibiotics. Only the strongest bacteria would remain and multiply, leading to an acquired, small, at first, resistance to methicillin. Over time, this resistance built and built and built until methicillin was practically useless. Now, vancomycin and other glycopeptides are our last resort to treating these people. Well, we have some strains of staph that are starting to show signs of resistance for these. And if they develop complete resistance, we'll have no way to treat the infected people.
So, can this happen to any drug? Can someone take the drug prescription not properly and then create a resistance to it?
Absolutely. Virtually any disease can develop a resistance. It's just a matter of real chance and how frequent it is.
Okay, so
because staph infection is such a common infection and it's everywhere. Yeah. There's so much room for evolution in it to resist our treatment.
So because natural selections can happen to any disease, anytime.
Anytime.
Oh, we should watch out for that.
Yeah.
So how does MRSA specifically resist antibiotics?
There are two main ways it can. One, it can make the beta-lactam ring infective in the antibiotic, or it can make a different binding protein so the drug doesn't see it as a foreign object that needs to be destroyed.
The white blood cells.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So what are the symptoms of MRSA like when you have it? What does it look like on your skin?
Well, the symptoms are usually boils and oozing blisters, and you can see that in the following image.
Before we show the following image, I want to let our viewers know that it is pretty gross, so viewer discretion is advised.
These are more mild symptoms. If the MRSA is left untreated, it can become life-threatening.
Oh, okay. So another question, and the last question that our viewers would like to know is, how does MRSA spread?
MRSA and other staph infections are spread by contact, either skin to skin, like a handshake or a hug, or by touching a surface with the bacteria on it, like a handrail or doorknob.
Oh, so if I touch this right now and it has MRSA on it, then I could potentially have MRSA.
You could potentially have MRSA.
Or if you had MRSA, the handshake at the beginning of the segment would have given us...
Exactly.
Okay. So it can spread super easily.
Yeah, that's how it really explodes in communities. The best way to clean a surface that may have been touched by someone that has MRSA is bleach or ammonia compounds. It totally destroys it.
All right, cool. So thank you for coming, Doctor. Really appreciate this.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you. Here we have some impacted individuals who have dealt with MRSA in their community. We have Connor Betterly and Fergus wrestlers at a local high school who've had to deal with the MRSA outbreak on their wrestling team. Excuse me. We have Connor Betterly and Fergus Yang. Now, Fergus, you have MRSA, correct?
Yes.
Okay. How has that been?
It has been difficult. I've had to take many antibiotics treatment and cut my wrestling session short for fear of spreading the disease.
Alright. Connor, how has this affected you?
I've never had MRSA, but I'm super afraid of it. And because of this outbreak, I have also had to cut my wrestling season short because I don't want to be affected by it. But I've also done a lot of research on the web because of the outbreak.
What have you found?
I have found that on average, 1 of every 50 people carries MRSA, but they're not infected by it unless it gets past the skin, which is usually done through a cut. For comparison, about 1 of 3 people have a normal staph infection, but likewise, they're not impacted by it unless it gets past the skin through a cut.
Okay.
It's also normally spread in hospitals just because of the large number of people there with weakened immune systems, and they may have cuts.
So, I know it's been hard on both of you, and I thank you for taking time to interview us here at CCNN, but do you have any tips on how to keep the disease from spreading?
We must take the proper precautions to make sure that anyone that has the disease takes the proper antibiotics to kill all of the infection. And also in hospitals where the disease is commonly spread, doctors and nurses should take care to wear disposable gloves, gowns, and masks so they are not affected by MRSA.
Okay. And Fergus, do you have any ideas?
We should also make sure that people complete their prescribed antibiotics to kill all of the infection and leave any leftover that could develop resistance. Alright.
Now, with this increased awareness, we can hopefully stop the spread of MRSA and other antibiotic-resistant infections.